of her book, Dreams Bigger Than Texas, and a story of purpose, perseverance, and growth into womanhood, a memoir. And also, she's going to talk about the publishing process because her story is a little different. And definitely talk about how she crowdfunded. And, from time to time, I've mentioned crowdfunding, but I don't know anybody who's actually did a campaign and exceeded their goals. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And as always, I want to mention the sponsor of the show, Janine Gigi Biggins. So if you're an author and you want to give a book excerpt to people, you can always use Contact Gigi for mobile marketing, and people can download a copy of your book, and you can build your email list. You can also pre-order, so all through your mobile marketing app. And so if you're interested in anything like that, please give her a call, Janine. Your decision to self-publish, like the whole process. So would you like to share a little bit about that? Well, first, please share with our audience, who is Raquel Shelton?
That is a great question. My name is Raquel Carla Danielle Shelton. I am the author of Dreams Bigger Than Texas. Dreams Bigger Than Texas is an incredible story of a young woman coming of age, overcoming adversities, her strive towards success, growth into womanhood. It is a hood story. It's a love story. It's a story of hope, strength, and tenacity. Raquel is a mentor. Raquel is an author. Raquel is a media specialist. And Raquel is a sister, a daughter, and Raquel is transparently growing and inviting people along the way with me.
Awesome. So let's talk a little bit about the publishing process, because normally I talk about tips, and about tips and marketing strategies, and we're going to talk about your publishing process, because not many first-time authors
has done like the crowdfunding and the Kickstarter and things of that sort. So regarding my process, I did decide to do a crowdfund, which was Kickstarter. And first of all, I want to let you know that I am self-publishing this piece of work. I did not go the traditional route. And without going the traditional route, just self-publishing, you're responsible for every aspect of it, whether it's your graphics, your editing, your marketing, just pretty much everything. So with that, it can get pretty costly, spending money alone on editors, and not to mention your cover design editors, your web editors, your website, photo shoots, video shoots, and then traveling for stuff like this. It gets pretty costly. So I decided, hey, let's do a Kickstarter. I know the only two that I was familiar with was GoFundMe and Kickstarter. I didn't want to do a GoFundMe. I thought the Kickstarter was the way to go because it's a creative piece of work. And with Kickstarter, there's a little more regulation. You have to come up with a budget. You have to come up with a proposal. You have to set a deadline. And with it being a deadline, it's more incentive-based. People, are more inclined to help you kind of reach that goal. It is all or nothing. So that's the tricky part. So let's say if my goal was $7,500 and I only raised $7,400, and the deadline approach, I wouldn't have gotten any of that. So that's the tricky thing about Kickstarter. But with it being all or nothing, it encourages people to help that vision. I set out to do a 60-day because I wasn't sure. I was like, hey, I don't know if people support me. I've never really done this. I didn't want to be too ambitious, but I definitely kind of underestimated my amazing backers that have supported this project. And I underestimated myself. I should have went for a higher goal because there's so much work. Like even traveling here to DC, and I was in Chicago a couple of days ago, the doors are opening tremendously. And surprisingly, in 21 days, I hit the goal. And by like day 23, I exceeded the goal. So right now I'm like 112% funded, which is incredible. So I'm really excited, really grateful for all the people that have been sharing and supporting. And social media has kind of been the thing to get it done. It's a gift and a curse, like what we were talking about. I'm not a big social media person, but I've been doing it, and without social media, like how would your supporters know what you have going on? So that was the Kickstarter process.
Well, I commend you for a lot of reasons because number one, most first-time authors, especially in your book, hasn't come out yet, and it's now available for
Pre-order.
pre-order. Do not get to travel for their book
Right.
to promote their book. Usually, that's after, and usually, unless they are a big name,
Right.
they don't get the opportunity to go and promote their book. So, I commend you for being able to do that.
And it's just like, get it, why not? I happen to work in the media industry. So one thing I know about that is promoting is just really key. If you wait until the day of something to drop, and just like a movie, they have previews that come out so far in advance just to get people familiar with it, to have them ruminate on the title, to think about it. So by the time it releases, people are already familiar with the work. So, and I'm a hustler, so I'm going to travel, go the extra step or whatever's needed to make sure that this project is done because I believe in it. And more than anything, my goal is to inspire other people. And I've been very transparent through the process, even the days I'm frustrated or I'm uncertain. If people are watching and they're like, hey, she's doing this, I'm not an expert. I say that pretty often. I don't have a budget. I'm a one-woman band, but I have incredible people that are supporting me, and I have a vision, and my goal is to get it done and to inspire people along the way. So thank you.
That's major. That's major. So share a little bit about the book.
Okay. So again, the book is a memoir. It's my story. It's an incredible story, not just because it's my story, but this young woman was birthed into a substance abusive, poverty-stricken background. Her parents were addicted to cocaine and heroin, and her mom was addicted at 19, 18 years old to two of the most powerful drugs in the country. They moved around quite a bit. Her mom always preach, be sure to get your GED, not like that that was minimizing her potential down to a GED, not that she would actually graduate high school and to go away to college and just to do some incredible things. So it's all about rewriting your story. You may not been dealt the greatest hand in life, but you can start fresh every day. So this character's goal is just to redeem her family, to inspire people along the way, and to share a story so people know that, you can come from the west side of Chicago, you can come from Southeast DC, or you can come from wherever, and you can still be completely different. Your past doesn't have to dictate your future. And statistically, you can overcome those statistics. So that's the goal of the story. That's a little bit about a book. If you are a fan of The Wood, Crooklyn, Love and Basketball, The Coldest Winter Ever, the Rocky series, Pursuit of Happiness, all of those different titles have different elements of this book. So it's a really good read. It's available November 1st. You can go to dreamsbiggerthantexas.com. Right now it is available for pre-order, and it's on sale for the pre-order through October.
Okay. So how did you I'm skipping around a little bit.
It's okay. Take your time.
How did you come up with the number for your crowdfunding? So by you being the first time and you haven't been through this process, how did you arrive at that number?
It's a good question because one of my friends was like, you must have dreamed that number because I'm really big on my dreams. She's like, where'd you see 7575? And actually, I was a little afraid. First of all, I want to say fear is a liar and a loser. Just go for it. I wanted to go for 10,000, but I was like, I don't know. I knew for a fact it would run me roughly 3,000 to get the books printed. Then I knew I needed to pay for cover design, and I knew that was going to cost roughly 2,000. And shout out to Lindsay Dabney who helped with the cover, and Demiria Collins. So I knew that's already put me at 5,000, right? And so then I knew that I needed to get my ISBN. I knew I needed to get the barcode. I knew I needed to. So I just kind of round up to 7575. It wasn't like a big strategy. I just kind of put a few things there, and I was hoping to exceed it. So any additional funds would handle all the other stuff because I actually am going through another editing phase. So that's not even in the budget. I reworked it. So yeah, that's how I came up with the amount.
So, okay, so I'm technology challenged right now because, for whatever reason, it does not want to bring up, the questions.
Okay.
So,
So I'll work with you. I'm pretty good at ad-libbing and, you know.
So I'm just trying to, every time I try to pull it up, my phone goes blank.
Okay.
So
I think
behind the scenes secrets, I usually use them as an outline, but
okay.
So I cannot remember a single one.
Well, I know we talked about crowdfunding, and I don't want to just.
We're not just going to talk about
that. So yeah, we talked about crowdfunding, a little bit about the book, about myself. The overall goal is to inspire people through the project. On a bigger scale, my goal is to use the book as a platform. I know you asked what's next for me. What are some of my goals? The goal is to use the book as a platform to start a nonprofit organization. I would like to teach inner city youth media production because media is my discipline and what I went to school and got my degrees in. So I want to teach kids how to do media production. So hopefully I can use this book as just a platform to build my name. I also would like to travel across the country and speak to youth specifically in very inner city, poverty-stricken areas with similar backgrounds and stories to myself to let them know, like, hey, I came from this, you can too. So that's what's next on the radar. The nonprofit is bigger picture, but the immediate now would be to travel and speak to. So if I could get a contract with like the Department of Education, that would be incredible. I would love to travel across the country: Cleveland, Compton, Brooklyn, Houston, DC, Atlanta, Chicago, like the rough of the roughest neighborhoods, and speak specifically to those children. I believe a lot of them are underserved. They're often written off, and they don't really have an outlet to have their voice heard or a sense of encouragement. So that's the immediate short-term goal.
Well, that's awesome. So now that did
come to you, okay?
Come to me.
All right.
So I do remember one of the questions was, what do you want people to leave with after they read your book?
First and foremost, I want people to know that you can start fresh every day. Every day there is a new opportunity to start over. Secondly, you do not have to have permission to start over. Your background and past doesn't have to dictate your future. And I want people to be inspired at the core, like, man, she's not an expert. She doesn't have $1 million. She doesn't have a big platform, but she's doing it. You know what I mean? And she's fearlessly navigating through these channels, telling her story. So I want people to really just be inspired, again, to know that your past doesn't have to dictate your future. You do not need permission to go out there and get it. And those are the main things I hope people to walk away with after they read Jones Brigham in Texas.
I so want to connect you to my cousin.
Okay.
Because I told him that I do think that his goal is to start a nonprofit.
Okay.
Because he, just like you, he loves talking to inner city youth about going to college. Like, it doesn't matter how you were raised. Like, out of 14 friends, he is the only one that went to college.
Wow.
And some of them are dead.
In jail.
Or in jail.
Yep.
And matter of fact, his best friend, like, kind of knew that he was going to get killed. So he was able to go visit him, but just the fact that he knew that. But he has an interesting testimony, but he just has such a passion like you do. He grew up in Camden, and he's like, that's one of the poorest cities in the United States. But, I think like you know how some people, I think they just have it. And they're born with charisma. Like, no matter what their circumstances are, I just think those people stand out.
Okay.
So, I just, could see you. So, have you ever considered talking to Steve Harvey's organization about talking at Dreamers Academy?
Very good. I looked at my live audience on Facebook Live, and I want to say hello to everybody on Facebook Live. Those are some of those things are definitely in circulating right now. The goal is to spread enough buzz, get a physical book in hand. I want to make sure I print out a few ARCs, advanced review copies, and send those out. So yes, Mr. Harvey is on the radar for sure. Miss Winfrey is definitely on the radar.
I hear you.
So yeah, those are some things I'm working towards.
Because I could see you speaking at his Dreamers Academy.
That would be awesome, So if someone that knows him, that knows someone that's cousins with someone that's tuning in, but Absolutely. I would love that, and I want to commend your cousin. I think when people more inclined to listen to you when there's a relatability factor. I can't just say, hey, you could overcome this, and it's like, look at her, she hasn't been through anything. But I think just being very transparent and sharing your story and being vulnerable, it takes a lot of vulnerability, because I don't want all my business out in the street, and I still have to go to work and live. And I can't say I've always been in this space. I definitely dealt with a lot of the issues from my past. In the book, there's a hidden character called the Help that would inspire and encourage the young lady. But I struggle with insecurities. We, as a human, disappointments be, not having my father there. As transparent as I could be to just encourage and empower people. And I'm not sure where your cousin pulled his strength from, but those things, it makes you who you are, the substance of what you've been through, and most importantly, how you adapt to it. Some people will fall and make a palette in their mess. Some people will fall, dust off, and get up. Some people may need a little bit longer, and that's fine. The goal is just to get up and to keep moving. So, yeah.
He is, I'm not trying to make this about him, but
no. I celebrate
he's an admissions counselor,
okay.
And he primarily, he started out at HBCU.
Okay, I attended HBCU,
and then he went to University of Maryland,
okay.
And now he's at. I'm not going to say that because it's been challenging. Okay. It's been challenging at the school that he's in now, but I think they look to him to bring in minority students.
Okay.
But behind the scenes, it's tough.
It is, and it's been tough in this process. Just going through, but still being very graceful and gracious to those that are supporting me. I think when we focus on people that are in your corner versus people that when you're putting yourself out there like that publicly, you'll have trollers, you'll have people that just want to pull up a seat and watch with no intentions to do anything but to go back and say stuff, or a variation. So that's one thing I've learned, because there is always some behind the scenes drama, mess, or garbage. But to push through that, and like anything else in the book and in my life, just pushing through the adversities and focusing on those that matter, my backers, my supporters, and those that are tuning in and watching. I'm grateful. I can't say that enough.
So now, do you think because of your background that does make you, I don't necessarily want to say tougher, but let's just say tougher when you do face challenges from other people or people that don't support you or people that say derogatory things or...
It's a story of my life. So it's one of those things where, I know how to roll with the punches. And the beauty of growing up in the projects or the hood, if you will, or certain places, you learn how to improvise very quick. And it's interesting working in a corporate setting. Sometimes I'm like, how did I fool these people to get in here? You know what I mean? Or trying to figure out how to relate when my background or perspective is completely different from, people that I kind of work with. But it does teach you a sense of grind, sense of tenacity, hustle, and improvising. If the lights get cut off, we know how to burn candles. We know how to boil water. You know what I mean? If you need to take a bath, if you don't have any hot water. So it's just, you roll with the punches. Being flexible alleviates being bent out of shape. So I'm grateful for it. I wouldn't change a thing because it has made me who I am today. And I know that may sound cliche. I would change maybe some of the feelings I felt going through it because it's tough. It's a difficult space, but I'm grateful. You know what I mean? So.
take a quick break and we'll be right back.
All right. Hello, Facebook. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hey, Wallace, thank you for your promotions. I told you when I get some bread, I'm going to put you on the team. Hey, Ricky Jackson. Hey, Ibuku. Hey, Nezreen. Hey, Cecilia. Hey, Shondell. Shanita. Thank you so much. Hey, Valethia. Hey, WD Lyles. We're in a little commercial break. You guys are welcome to call in. We didn't mention that number, so maybe we could mention that. Okay. Oh, sweet. Yeah. So if you guys have questions, you can even place them here. I am happy to answer the questions if you have anything for us. So Kenny, well, although I didn't hear myself at one point, everything was still fine with my levels, right? Okay, cool.
I don't know why my phone is.
Any questions, guys, that are tuning in? We're in a commercial break right now, so if you have questions, I am happy to answer. Do we need to do another stare off? So, like, even this is out of my comfort.
Really? I can't tell.
I have to keep engaging. Well, I don't always want to. You know what I'm saying? So it's that pushing through, even if I'm not feeling up to it.
I cannot find. I don't like that. I think it's too many. Every time I click on the emails, I don't know.
Oh yeah, with the chain. So questions, Facebook people. I have 71 hours left in my Kickstarter campaign. If you have not made your pledge, that would be awesome. Hey, Ariel, welcome to Facebook Live. If you have questions, let me know. Right now, we're in a small commercial break, but I'm happy to answer them.
Okay. It will not let me view them, so.
And the only thing is if I pause here, if I pull out of my live, it's going to
cut you off.
Yeah. So.
And I don't want you to have to get off. So.
Unless you go to your sent.
I did. It won't even, which is very bizarre. I even turned the phone off.
Okay.
I can't find it in my sent. Because I was trying to go to the sent.
I'll pull it real quick. Right. I love you too, Ariel.
Okay, good. Okay, we're in business. Okay.
Great question.
Okay.
All right. So we're getting ready to go back.
Welcome back. And now for part 2. So, how has the process been for you getting the book to print?
That process, well, I just want to welcome those that are tuned in. My name is Raquel Shelton. I am the author of Dreams Bigger Than Texas. You can go to dreamsbiggerthantexas.com to learn more. The process, so we're talking about the memoir and the book. So the process has been a major process. I've been writing this and working on this project for 9 years.
Wow.
9 years. I tried 2011 to really get things off the ground, to get it printed, to get it published. And it's just amazing. I believe timing is everything. And for me, my faith is just incredible. So in 2011, I wasn't nearly as prepared as I thought I was. In addition to that, I allow fear to stagnate me and to keep me just in a standstill, like, oh my gosh, I want people in my business, what is my family going to think, and things of that sort. So something prompted me to start again, like, hey, you need to finish this project. So it's funny enough, I was on Snapchat last year. A friend of mine tagged me in these very well-known self-publishing, these 2 women that do self-publishing seminars. So I tuned into one and I got really empowered. I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and get this book off the ground. So I got on Snapchat and I was like, hey guys, this time next year I'm going to set a wildly ambitious goal. In November 3rd of 2015, I locked down from then to the end of the year, and I rewrote, and revamped my whole book. And then I sent it off for copyrights before the year ended, and then I set a very strict timetable of by January have this done, by February have this done. And so I've just kind of been following that timetable. It's been strenuous. I've never been consumed with anything ever in my life as I have been with this project. I was saying on Facebook a while ago, it's so easy to start something, but it's hard to finish because finishing takes consistency. I think we all have great ideas, and someday we'll hop out and say, hey, I'm going to do this. And then it just gets lost, so you drop the ball. So for me, even going on Snapchat, that was my way to have people hold me accountable. And those that know me personally, when I say I'm going to do something, you better believe I'm going to work on it, even if it's at my own expense or just crazy. So just having people to hold me accountable and keep pushing. So between the timeline, I said by this date, have that done, this date, by that done. And so that's been the process. I have my days. Some days I'm very inspired and encouraged. Some days I'm like, oh my God, this again, but now I'm in so deep to where people are watching, people are backing, people have showed up and really supported. So I have to keep pushing. And speaking of, someone asked the contribution, we talked about the Kickstarter. I have 71 more hours left in it. So that's how much longer I have until this is over. And once this closes out, I'll finish the final phase of editing. Then I'll print out a couple of advanced review copies, and that way I can send those to the Steve Harveys, to Jet, Ebony, and all those different places, and hope to get some reviews and continue to gain exposure and support of it. And so that's been a process. Again, I'm not an expert. I've just done some research, and I just focus and making it happen the best I can.
And I will connect you with, there is a woman that she just features authors, and she has a book expo.
That's awesome.
Her name is Pat Johnson, but she got married, so I have to really look through my list and see what her married name is now. But she has a author radio show, which she just has people in there.
Fantastic.
And what inspired you to want to tell your story?
Well, again, I started 9 years ago. So I think like my senior year, preparing for graduation in college. Because again, my mother's thing was don't bring no babies in this house. She dropped out of school, ninth grade. I was the first of my eldest brother. He ended up going to the military. He didn't finish high school. So I wanted to be the first. I knew the GED was the big thing. And then when I realized what was beyond the GED, I was like, I can graduate. I don't have to do that. And I could go to college. So I think senior year in college, preparing to graduate, I was like, you know what? I cannot believe I'm here. Statistically, I should have been pregnant. Statistically, I should have been a ward of the state. I should have been a heroin addict myself. Just some of the things I was exposed to, I was like, wow, this is just incredible. Like, little old me, like I'm actually superseding these expectations and statistics. I've got to share the story. So the seed was actually planted a while before that, but I think senior year, getting ready to graduate college with honors was it was really surreal. And it was like, okay, it's other people out there like this, And so I started writing, and the writing just stood still for a while, and here we are 9 years later, and everything is finally coming full circle. So that's what inspired me. Also, I worked for Chicago Public Schools teaching and mentoring youth. I worked here with DC Public School students as well for some time, and I would meet all these incredible teens that I could tell they have creativity and something in them. They just need an outlet, or they just need an example or an exposure that you can be and do more. So I found my purpose in 2009 while teaching on the south side of Chicago. And I'm sure you've heard about some of the reputation that exists within the city of Chicago. So working in those type of environments with those type of kids, the more I would meet them, I would just really feel like, man, they would benefit from hearing this story. So I think finding my purpose is what really solidified, okay, I got to get this book out, and I have to stop playing, and it needs to be out now. Lives are at stake. So that's the goal, to inspire people with it.
Because that takes a lot of courage to share. I mean, it really does.
It does. It is a lot. It's frightening, and I can't front like I may look polished or like I got this, but really no. Inside, it's like, okay, wow, you're just about to put your life on blast. And I do talk about, like I said, insecurities. battling with just defeat, disappointment, not having my father around, not making the best decisions as a young woman, and trying to feel and find my place. So it's very revealing. I go into a lot of personal things, but my obligation is greater than any frustration. So I'm obligated for
I
me
like that.
to inspire people. So
Yeah. So I've been trying to give a quote today. I like that.
Okay.
So
Well, there you have it.
obligation
It's greater than my frustration.
Yeah. So that's nice. And I think probably too, you get your energy from working with.
Oh my gosh,
with youth because
yes, I should have been a teacher. I miss my calling a little bit, but I love media too. But probably should have been a teacher
because I think this is true of youth, but I also think this is true of adults. You don't know what you don't know.
I like that. You do not.
And so until somebody exposes you to something greater, you don't know what you don't know.
Right. And I was saying this on a few days ago. Even some of the youth, they would say, "Oh, we're going downtown," and they would speak about downtown Chicago like that was another country. But they did not have exposure. There's so much more life beyond the block or neighborhood. And I think a lot of the mindsets and mentality is limited to their exposure. So they don't know what they don't know until it's up to us as mentors and role models to try to expose them and show them, hey, you don't have to be a basketball player or get your mixtape together and be a rap artist. Not that anything is wrong with that, but, let's say if they shadowed a cardiologist or a reporter, and just seeing that exposure of that may turn them on to something completely different. So,
now, did you have a particular teacher or mentor that inspired you when you were in school that made you want to push?
I will say, believe it or not, my mother has been my greatest inspiration, and she doesn't even know to what extent. And it was more so watching her mistakes, and I was very precocious as a child. I wanted to make things better. I knew we were a little different by the way we were raised, or not having this. We can't afford to do that. And I would say, man, when I get grown, I want to take care. I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna be able to buy this or do those things. So just my love for her to want to be better and to make her proud. So Dreams Bigger Than Texas is also a love story. I just wanted to grind. So her indirectly and her decisions and the things she went through, the things she put us through, that really inspired me on the flip side. That, and then I've just been blessed to have some really dope people in my path that in different ways have imparted things in me. My best friend Jamie Chapman, when she's married now, Jamie Bayham, she has been a great inspiration for me as well. And just different family and friends. So that and the help. You have to get the book to learn more about this help character. It is available for pre-order right now. It's released November 1st. You can go to dreamsbiggerthantexas.com to learn more about it. There's also a really awesome 2-minute video trailer on the website. So
yes, there is.
You can go to the website, check out the video trailer.
So you had a video trailer, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, and you also had something on YouTube.
So for my Kickstarter backers, I have been going on camera every week giving them updates. And that's my way to make them feel included in the process because they are co-authoring this by pledging their support. So I want them to know I'm accountable. This is what I say I'm going to do, and I'm connected with them, and I'm grateful for them. So every week I've been doing videos, talking to the backers, letting them know what's going on with the process. So
and I think that is major, and that is probably attributed to you exceeding your goal.
Could be. Yeah.
Because people want to know that if they pay their money, that there's something tangible.
Absolutely.
Even if they can't, reach out and touch you, just the fact that you keeping them connected.
Oh yeah, and I've already told them when this book is adapted into a movie, which it will be. Everyone on the backer list, they will get some type of exclusive screening. So hold me to this, and because it's posted, that's what kind of legally binding a little bit. But I could never forget, where I've come from and who has been there for me. So the backers are just incredible. So I have to keep them included. I love to keep them included. I plan to print out some sort of list and frame it next to my New York Times bestseller plaque. So I'll do something like that for my backers as well.
Okay, okay. So, um, my pastor's son he lives in, did you have a question?
Well,
someone have a question for you?
I am suggested to share my social media information. I have this really awesome person named Wallace that's been helping me out. So for those of you that want to connect with me on social media, my Instagram and Twitter is R Carla Danielle. That's R Carla Danielle. That's the Instagram and Twitter. The Facebook is my first and last name. That's Raquel Shelton, RAHKAL Shelton. And again, you can go to dreamsbiggerthantexas.com. Everything is listed there. You can find my social media there.
Okay. We'll tell them thanks.
I wasn't gonna, Thank you.
I wasn't going to let you get away without sharing that.
I appreciate that.
No, he was the youngest in DC to do a movie, and it premiered at Magic Johnson's.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he did a premiere at Capitol Center Boulevard, but he now works, I think. And no, he went there and he works at Tyler Perry Studios.
Okay, and that's in Atlanta.
Yeah, so and he has a production coming out this summer with his brother. But I mean, since he's at studios, I mean, you never know.
Hey, you never know.
You know,
I'm always down to network. I'm always down to network.
Yeah,
you should connect us.
Yeah. So you never know. That might be closer to your movie, your adaptation. So I just mentioned that. So what 3 things? I know we talked about what you want your readers to walk away with, but if you had a directive for what you want people to do or be inspired to do themselves, what would that be?
That would be whatever it is that you're working on, whether it's going back to school, cleaning out your closet, traveling, a road trip. You do not need permission to get up and go out and get something. You don't have to wait on anyone. Just do it, and you'll be surprised. People will support you. People support you more than you know. That's one thing I've learned through the Kickstarter. Just to go out and get it, and to understand that fear is a liar. I think a lot of times because it's uncomfortable, it's out of our comfort zone, we're afraid of something, we shrink back, or we're concerned about what people think of us, but just boldly go out there and do it, get it. Nothing changes if we don't change. So
now, question, do you think a lot of your backers started with people that you knew, and then grew from there, or do you think as a result of you doing YouTube frequently that you attracted a lot of people? Where do you think that the growth for your successful crowdfunding came from?
So I had a strategy. Yes, guys, you were strategized. My birthday is May 10th, so I decided to drop my Kickstarter May 1st because I know on Facebook you're going to get 300 birthday shout outs, right? So the goal was to sit in the house on my 32nd birthday and to respond personally to every happy birthday wish. So I released the video maybe midnight on May 1st, and I knew I had 10 days in between to build this buzz, right? So after the video release, people was like, oh, what is she doing? What is this? So I got people's interest. And then from there, thank you. From there, it just kind of built up, hey, you want to learn more? Hey, I'm doing this Kickstarter. So between that, just leading up to the birthday and doing live, I sat in with some girlfriends. We had cake. We sang happy birthday. We broadcast live. And so people got a whole chance to hear about what I was doing. And I went in from every birthday wish. This is how I'm celebrating my birthday. Or, hey, if you go out, typically people spend $30, $40 on dinner or birthday drinks. You can spend that $10 and put it toward a great cause. And together we can transform lives. So that was my strategy. And I think with people sharing it, and people just like, oh, what is she doing? What is she doing? And just me being transparent about it, that helped. After I started doing like some live updates and stuff, people are like, okay, they learn more about it. It's easy just to see a post. People are not going to read everything. So if they see me being engaging and talking about stuff, then it's like, okay, this is what's up. So a little bit of both. The support came from friends. It's surprisingly people that I don't really talk to have really showed love, and they say that that happens. It's hard sometimes trying to get something off the ground. People are not always there, but this is very telling and it's revealing and it lets you know who's with you. Who believes in you at the beginning part, and not down the line when they see you somewhere and it's like, oh, hey, we went to school together. It's like, hey, but so it's the support has been coming from different places. But I was very surprised by people that I don't really communicate with that have really showed up and like really, really came through more so than people that are extremely close to me. Um,
And I don't know why that happens to people, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's been a process. I think maybe people watch on different levels. Some is like, oh, let me see what she's gonna do, and then some is like, oh, well, they're supporting maybe, and then some. So I don't know. It's an interesting thing. It's a scripture I like to quote that the harvest is plenty, but the labors are few. People don't really want to plant and work with you. They just want to pop up when it's time to eat. No one's going to be there cutting those onions and potatoes up. They just want to show up. And that's cool too. It is what it is. And that's what I meant by being challenged to be gracious and graceful, even if I may feel some type of way. Because for feeling some type of way, there's 12 other people that are with you and that are supporting. And I am forever grateful for those that is with me in this process. So.
And then I think you said something so key. I think a lot of times people so closest to you, they're like, let's see if she's gonna really pull this off, or
yeah.
Let's see if anyone in general, just like
because there's a sense of familiarness. They know you. They know your ugly side. They know every facet of you. So yeah, I think that familiarness can stifle that ability to see clearly or to see the message, and it's not diluted or biased. So.
So you gave me some ideas.
Please start your Kickstarter. You guys go out and get it too. Hey Jonathan, hey Melva, hey Joseph, hey Quishelle, hey Lynn, hey Josiah, hey Alex, everyone that is tapped in and tuned in. I appreciate your support. But yes, if you have a dream or a vision, you just never know. You really don't know until you try. And that sounds super cliche, but you have to hop out there. You don't need permission. Go for it.
But I really think that you tying it into your birthday was really ingenious, because you're right. You do get birthday wishes, and that's people are looking at your page all day because they're saying, "Oh, it's your birthday." So
absolutely,
that's good. That's good. So, once again, for those who are just tuning in, please share your website, the name of your book, and where people can get in contact with you.
My name is Raquel Shelton. I am the author of Dreams Bigger Than Texas. You can go to dreamsbiggerthantexas.com to learn more. My social media ways to connect with me there. You can either do that through my website, or you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Carla Danielle. That's the letter R and then Carla Danielle. Facebook is my first and last name, Rahkal. Shelton, Shelton. And the book is a hood story. It's a love story. It's a story of hope, strength, and tenacity. It's a memoir, and it's available for pre-order at dreamsbiggerthantexas.com, and it's on sale for pre-order. So go ahead and get your copy.
And I appreciate that I really love the spelling of your name.
Thank you. I'll thank my mom. I didn't come up with it.
Yeah, but I was glad that you spelled it for people when you were saying how to connect with you.
Someone dropped that in there too.
Oh,
see, there, you guys are looking out for me.
Supportive community.
Yep.
So, you talked a little bit about what's the big picture. What are your plans and your nonprofit? But what is your ultimate goal?
Honestly, to transform lives, and that could be through different facets. I have degrees in media. I think it's important to help add value, more positive depictions. Just as a Black woman of our community and culture, I think more moral content and great messages needs to be out there. So me inspiring people, the inspiration, it filters in different things, whether it's through media, through mentorship, and they're just encouraging people. So that's the big goal. That's the ultimate goal. And I want to be flexible enough to take it however it's delivered. I think there's different vehicles to get to one destination. You can hop in this car, you can hop in that car, you can take the train, you can ride a bike. So I don't want to be limited in how to get there, but that's the big picture, just to inspire and encourage others. So.
Now, do you see yourself more as a mentor, a motivational speaker, or a teacher, or all of the above?
All of the above. Definitely a mentor, and I would say a teacher, mentor. And media is my heart. At one point, I thought I was going to be like the next Pam Oliver, the next Spike Lee. I was a sports reporter in undergrad, so I thought I would do that. Thought I would make films, and I've done those things as well. And it's still a soft spot for that. So, that's media specialist, mentor. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you edit your own videos?
I did not. Shout out to CNN Emmy Award-winning editor.
Oh, wow.
James. No, a friend of mine, well, a coworker. Yeah. So no, I didn't edit it, but I can edit a little bit. But I'm not as dope as James, so he took care of that for me.
Okay, well that's good. It's always good to have friends and to do those things, and it just makes your job easier.
It makes life so much easier. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm so glad that you came into the studio.
Thank you for having me.
I know I say this all the time, but it really does make for great energy when people come into the studio, if it's at all possible.
I agree.
And so I do appreciate you being all the way from the ATL.
From Atlanta, yeah. I hopped on a flight and been running nonstop since. So.
Yeah. So I know it's going to be a great success.
Thank you so much. And DC has a great place in my heart. Who knows? I may be back up this way sooner than later.
Okay. So thank you, Raquel.
Thank you.
And thank you all for listening to The Prime Show.
Is that a whole hour?
No.
I felt like I was talking a whole lot. Now we got a caller.
Oh, do you want to?
Sure. Where's the caller from? Let's see who. Let's screen these people. I don't owe nobody no money, do I?
Mic check.
Oh, they hung up. Okay. So, guys, if you have any questions, let me know. Besides that, I'm going to wrap up this live feed. Thank you, everybody. Hey, Lamont. Hey, Stephen. Thank you all hey, Melva, for tuning in. I appreciate you. I'll post this soon. Well, it'll be available for replay. You know what I'm talking about. All right. Have a good night. Peace.